I've been seeing a lot of people talk about CPNs recently, and the sad part is they're giving out false information. Not only are they giving out false information, but the information that they are spreading, if followed, can actually lead you right into a federal indictment. So I was watching this video from this guy who goes by the name Rich Wayne. And in his video, he's basically just talking about how you can use multiple CPNs to finance assets that cash flow, right? And while that sounds all good when you say it, it's highly important to understand the implications that you can get yourself into when committing false representation of a social security number on a credit application. It's a federal crime, right? It's a federal crime that carries up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of up to $250,000. And if you use a CPN to get government assistance like EBT or EDD, right? You apply for unemployment. That is theft of government funds, which carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and again, a $250,000 fine. So as we can see, I mean, these are some pretty heavy charges for simply following Rich Wayne's guide on how to make $50,000 with a CPN. Another thing too, I was reading the comments on his video. It's sad how many people think that this is good advice, but I came across, out of the 216 comments, I found one intelligent person. They said, "Are CPN numbers illegal? While the selling points can seem tempting, it is illegal to use a CPN. Misrepresenting your social security number on a loan or credit application is considered fraud and a federal crime. Many CPNs are stolen social security numbers, including those of children, so using one is also implicating you in identity theft." Which is true. You know, that's actually exactly what pops up when you Google, "Are CPNs legal?" Then this guy goes, "LOL, do you think rich people are going around putting everything under their own name?" No, I don't think that, but rich people aren't the ones filling up prison. And then this guy, his next comment really shows, you know, his level of intelligence. He goes, "And this is why Rich Wayne is explaining how to do it proper and slow instead of the fast money way. It's fraud. No matter if you use it slow and steady or you use it fast and apply for a ton of shit, it's someone else's social security number. So it's automatically fraud. Point blank in the discussion, right? When you use someone's social to apply for credit, that is called fraud." He goes, "I understand, and the hustle is a great idea, but this tactic using a CPN isn't necessary. You can do the same thing with business credit, an LLC or corporation, and the same plans will work without worry. But hey, I don't know everything. I'm still learning, just precautions." That's what I always talk about in my videos, you know, how you can build up your personal credit, start your own LLC for your online business or your brick and mortar establishment, whatever you're into, right? And you can grow your business credit to get loans from banks and credit unions 100% legally. You don't have to, you know, try to maneuver around with the damn CPN and facing legalities and worrying about this and worrying about that. It's fucking stupid. He goes, "Some people just have terrible credit and crazy debt to income ratio. So this is a way how you can wake up one day and just start fresh on your own. Instead of trying to fix a 560 with collections and derogatory marks, why not just start on a new one? Work smarter, not harder." Working smarter would mean making money in a legal way, not representing your social security number on an application to illegally, you know, try to get credit or, you know, try to get financial gain from using, you know, the CPN. What do these people not understand? A CPN is a stolen social security number, or it's a number that's formatted like a social security number, and it may not even be assigned to someone yet. But either way, it's fucking fraud. Explain down in the comments below a legal way that someone can use a CPN or someone else's social security number, and I will sit right here and wait. I'm gonna sit right here and wait while you comment down below a legal way to use a CPN. You can't name one because it doesn't fucking exist. There's no legal way to use a goddamn CPN. And you gotta love this lady's comment right here. She goes, "Actually, you have the right to refuse to provide your social security number to anyone who isn't the federal government." Okay, that's true, but you wanna know what you don't have the right to do? Use someone else's social security number. Then she says, "Know your laws." And two, do you really think that everyone who uses a credit privacy number is using it to scam? Well, first off, you need to learn how to spell no versus no. And two, there's no such thing as a credit privacy number. Stop misinforming people. Anyone who uses a stolen social security number on a credit application is committing fraud and identity theft. She goes, "When you have assets, you protect it with this number." No, because then it wouldn't even fucking belong to you. Wealthy people and wealthy families use trusts to protect their assets. Generally, there are two basic steps involved: creating the trust document and funding the trust. You'd include the same things that you would with any other type of irrevocable trust. This means that you would need a trustee, and you would have to name your trust beneficiaries, which usually in most cases is your children. The wealthiest households in America commonly use internationally defective grantor trusts to reduce or eliminate state income and gift tax liabilities when passing on high yield assets like real estate to their heirs. Lastly, she says, this is why, if done correctly and legally, it'll merge to your social security number. There is no way to use someone else's social security number correctly and legally. Then she says, gather facts, not opinion. Go to the government site and review it for yourself. Also, when you are legitimately using it correctly, you are able to register the number on the IRS site, and they have instructions on their site. So yes, you have people who use them improperly, and you have people who use them properly. It's about the intent, she says. And then he just goes on to reiterate how it's still illegal no matter what the intent is. So she said the IRS has instructions on how to merge your CPN's credit history with your own. No, they do not. I've done countless hours of research on CPNs, and I can say that the IRS would never even issue a statement talking about how to do anything with a fucking CPN because they do not issue nor recognize them. They're also illegal. The U.S. Privacy Act of 1974 says in Section 7 that it is unlawful for any federal, state, or local government agency to deny any individual the right, benefit, or privilege provided by law because of such individual's refusal to disclose his or her social security account number. However, it also clearly states that the provisions of this subsection shall not apply with respect to any disclosure which is required by federal statute, and that any federal, state, or local government agency which requires an individual to disclose his or her social security account number shall inform the individual whether that disclosure is mandatory or voluntary, by what statutory and other authorities, and what use will be made of it. So financial institutions who issue credit lines, personal and business loans, require you to disclose much more than just your social security number. Meaning if you give them a false social security number or a social security number that isn't registered to you, you are committing false representation of a social security number, which is a federal crime. And people who use false social security numbers to open up bank accounts, get credit cards, get mortgages, rent and buy vehicles, to avoid reporting their income, to assume the identity of another person, or undocumented workers who provided a false social security number to work on a job. All these crimes may come with charges as a result from, using a fucking CPN. So after that, what's left? You literally can't use it for anything fucking else that would be worth your time. At least not legally. Now, tri-merge CPNs have become a solution for people who want fresh credit history. And this solution is offered by companies saying that CPNs can be a substitute for your social security number when applying for credit loans. And these applications can still be denied because your CPN is not legal nor allowed by government, as mentioned by the Office of Inspector General. They state that websites are offering CPNs for a fee that range from $40 to $3,500, right? Just to get a new credit profile for individuals with low credit scores. And despite what many of these credit repair websites imply, consumers should know that CPNs are not legal, right? And this is coming straight from the Office of the Inspector General, Social Security Administration, not some sketchy CPN website or some fucking dumbass person on TikTok. I'm telling you, listen to these people who are promoting CPNs if you want to, and see where they lead you, right? And unfortunately, most of you will not learn until you get arrested and charged with identity theft, misrepresenting a social security number, bank fraud, and credit fraud. Then you will finally fucking realize that your CPN is in fact not legal. Then we have this stupid ass lady on TikTok called Miss Build a Brand. Let's take a look at her video about CPNs.
Okay, so back to the CPN debacle. I know y'all like to tussle in the comments, but look at this. How to register your CPN with the IRS. Yes, it is the right thing, a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And I'm sure you heard CPNs are illegal. You going to jail. Yes, of course, if you're committing fraud, stealing someone's identity, committing scams with CPNs and it's not done the right way. Social Security Administration issues CPNs. So obviously they're legal, right? There's more than one way to get a CPN, and there is a correct way to get a CPN, and I show my people how to do it the right way. I send my people this guide so they can register their CPN with the IRS. I'm just saying.
The Social Security Administration does not issue credit privacy numbers, and you can clearly see this information all over Google with a simple search. Plus, if you go into one of their locations and sit down with a claims specialist, like I have done in the past, and you talk with them about CPNs, they will clearly inform you that they do not issue these numbers and that they are in fact illegal no matter how you intend to use them, especially if you intend to use them for your own financial gain.